3, 2, 1. We've got RIP takeoff. We've got RIP takeoff. Welcome to another edition of the Self-Love Show, coming at you live in living color. Today we're continuing on with our 187 bars, 187 bars, Dead Rappers series. Today we're honored to cover the legend, Lisa Left Eye Lopes. Condolences to her family, and she rest in peace. All right, Chi-Town, on your ready, please like, share, subscribe.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Fair use, y'all, fair use.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying
All the way through the show
to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be cleared and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child. For said the Master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self-Love Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
Call this shit no block. It's 10 o'clock. Where the fuck y'all niggas at?
Please like, share, subscribe.
O block right here. I should call this shit no block. It's 10 o'clock. Where the fuck y'all niggas at? Niggas ain't outside. It's only 10 p.m. Where the fuck y'all niggas at, blood?
O block right now. Where we at? Tell you something, man. This Nino Brown, man. I'm live on O block right now. Where we at? This O block. I'm from Miami. I just want to tell niggas, man, we gotta stop killing each other, man. Yeah, this shit ain't about nothing. All that killing shit, we gotta work together, man. Stop killing each other, my nigga. I had to come over here and tell niggas that shit, my nigga.
I'm right here, see where I'm at, I'm out here, Black Star Line cigars, from grown man, on some grown man stuff, and to the PDs, stop doing that killing. Please, stop doing that killing.
And even in this instance, if I could be a service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
Please like, share, subscribe, tweet it, Twitch it.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
You can't handle the truth. We live and live in color. Shh, stop snitching on yourself. Welcome, 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 welcome to another live edition of the Self-Love Show. I have no idea what's going on here. Stand by. You kidding me? All righty. Let's see what the problem is. I'll deal with this later. Welcome to Chi-Town's very own The Self-Love Show. We got two mottos. Motto number one is on earth as it is in heaven. All praise to the Most High. Big ups to the ancestor and my belated heavenly mother, Sky. Motto number two is as above, so below. That's our second motto. Right now, we can exclusively be found, well, Malcolm X exclusively, right here on this YouTube channel. This Ain't That Network. And as we say, TATN. TATN. This is one of your co-hosts, 9 Millie. Chi-Town, what down, Chi-Town, what down, what down, what down. Repeat after he. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. Self-love. Vision. All right. Today is Sunday, May 14th. It's about 2:44 p.m. in the Windy City. We live. As always, we love to acknowledge that all you souls can be any place and at any time in this spectacular universe. But thankfully, we all chose to be here together. Here together. What down, Chi-Town? Chi-Town, what down, Brother Word Smith? What you manifesting today?
Manifesting love. What you manifesting? This ain't giving me no love though. Start my
Yeah, I'm having all types of cornucopia going on over here too, good brother. Well, it's a live show. This is the stuff that happens. Booger makes booger balls. Hey, what's been going on in your neck? Wait a minute here. What you manifesting?
I'm manifesting love. What you manifesting?
Pure, magnificent, magnanimous, unfettered, unfiltered. Some say harsh. Many have said tough. But love just the same, good brother.
No doubt, no doubt. So
hey,
so
what's been
little update on the South Shore situation, the immigrant thing. They
the asylum seekers.
Yeah, they had a very big the community came out and they said they didn't want it. They were out there. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm pretty sure they're there. They had the whole neighborhood blocked off so you couldn't go to the protests that they were having. Yeah, it was very strange. It's like, man, I was working, so I couldn't go to the protest, but it seems like the people don't want it. And that's what it seems like. They don't want it at all. So also,
yeah, did you get out there? I saw one brother had a build the wall sign out there in South Shore.
Wow, I didn't see that. And I didn't get out there. I was working. Make me host when you get a chance to. I mean, co-host. Yeah, it was. Yeah, this neighborhood. I don't think we need that right now.
Yeah, man, it's interesting. We're actually going to unpack that next week.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they decided to move them towards Pilsen, which seems to make more sense. You know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm not sure I understand.
Maybe they'd be more welcome there. I've been researching this already. It's definitely a human rights issue.
Yeah.
On both sides.
They've taken over one of the park districts too. It's going to be closed. They're going to have families, and women with children staying there. And the single people have to go somewhere else or something. They were staying at the police department. So now they're going to move them into a park district. I forgot which one.
Yeah. I mean, we're unpacking it next week, so we'll leave a little meat on the bone. I've been doing some meditation on it, and I think I've come to some sort of way I can process it all. But man, other people stood up for something. Maybe we can get them out there and stand up for some damn reparations.
Man. Tell me about it.
All right, so if you guys don't know our show format, what to expect today, we always have the self-love show quote of the day. We run a quick more growth and development video. That is our platform. We have a tattoo tyranny video lined up for you. We're going to show our government in action. We ask that you vote if you approve or if you saw some tyranny out there. We also pink on pink crime. We're going to show you some pink on pink crime, which never happens. That's white on white crime for all of you guys. And then we're going to unpack, how did Lisa Left Eye Lopes really die? Was there foul play out there? Is it just a tragic accident? Was she killed by a demon? We're going to unpack it. This is 187 Bars, Volume 7. So Self-Love and I are deep into the rabbit hole, and so are you listeners. But first, announcements. I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the moms within an earshot, to all the baby mamas, to
Mamas, and mamas.
mamas. Even Miss Jackson.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh. You know, my aunt's Miss Jackson, so
You say what?
My aunt's Miss Jackson next door, so I mean, just not the same Miss Jackson, not that one, but
Yeah,
sorry, Miss
there you go.
Jackson. Happy Mother's Day, Miss Jackson, and happy Mother's Day, Mom. Love you so much.
Yeah, let's get out there and support House Stock.
Let's go. Let's get it, y'all. Come on.
Glamping,
Pick up the
camping.
pace, y'all. It's gonna be over with soon. Come on.
Let's get it.
Make sure you get yours. Make sure you don't want to be like, man, I didn't make it. You don't want to be that guy.
Facts. You don't want to be that guy, and you want to have a spectacular time, and let's get out there. Now, also Self-Love, we're only 8 subscribers away from myself and my lovely wife, potentially me pooping in my pants.
Nah.
As we skydive out there and are facing the Fears Project.
No doubt. Coming up. So y'all know somebody. Come on, y'all. Get it. Tell them to hit that button.
Yeah, I'm going to film it and air it right here on TATN.
Hit that button, baby.
Yeah. And you guys, so definitely do that. Enjoy your Mother's Day. Get some flowers out there for your mom, your baby's mama, and things of that nature. You only get one mom in this lifetime. So like, share, subscribe. If there are any moms out there or anyone out there with a mom, let's go ahead and hear from you in the chat. This is interactive. Rather serious topic. I have nothing but the most deference for Left Eye. I remember even thinking during the time she was being attacked, it was like she was Kyrie Irving out there. She did allegedly burn down her home. Didn't get any real jail time or anything of that nature, but we're not. Our lives shouldn't be summarized by our lowest point, nor
Not
should
at
it
all.
be summarized
No way.
by
Shape
our
or form.
highest point. Yeah, that's right. Somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. But enough of my yapping. Let me turn it over to this brother so he can handle his business.
Welcome to the Self-Love Show. And today we're unpacking, as a part of our 187 Bars series, how did Lisa Left Eye Lopes die? Foul play? But always we have a very important video, which is the Silverback More Growth and Development platform, which we are building the Self-Love Nation off of. And as always, we also have the Self-Love Show quote of the day. The music business can suck all the love out of you, all the compassion for people. You can start to think you're better than them. But I want to continue to let people know that I'm no better and no worse. I'm just like you. Once again, the music business can suck all the love out of you, all of the compassion for people. You can start to think you're better than them. But I want to continue to let people know that I'm no better and no worse. I'm just like you, Mary J. Blige.
Think you better than me, huh?
Better than you. Silverback More Growth and Development platform. Number 1. Repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influence. 5, to heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
Please like, share, subscribe. Support House Stock.
Yes. Number 10. Hold on. You can't hear that, can you?
No.
Okay, great. Number 10. Uh-oh.
Support the women.
No, I'm looking at someone here. Protect the women, children, and men by any and all means necessary.
Facts. That is number 10. And if you guys didn't catch it, last week was Processed Hair Week here at TATN. And we wrapped it up with the question, can melanated people with processed hair be part of the liberation process? You can catch that right on TATN. Self process.
Oh, yes. It was full of information and edutainment. You'd enjoy it. We got some laughs, got the truth out there. Check it out. Check it out.
And I forgot to mention, you guys, stick around for the end of the show. We have our dome teaser, and self-love normally solves it. We challenge the chat to solve it. Okay. Also, we'll give you the answer at the end of the show if you guys can't figure it out. And then, of course, we wrap it up with my personal favorite part of the show, which is Wordsmith's Final Words. He's dropping gems week after week, right off the top of his spirit. And, definitely appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Today it's about Lisa Left Eye Lopes, 187 bars. Phone lines are open, 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Troll free.
And again, it's 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Absolutely, positively troll free.
Trolls get what?
Hoes around here.
Yeah, we'll make you famous, and I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yeah, let's make us famous too, because it's gonna go viral.
Facts. All right, Delph Love. Did you happen to see Bangin' 12?
Pretty sure I haven't. I'm mostly unplugged.
Well, we'll keep our knee on their necks. Big ups to ABC 7 and fair use out there.
2 former Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department deputies are set to be arraigned today on charges of false imprisonment and a cover-up involving a skateboarder. They are charged with falsely imprisoning him in a patrol vehicle before a chase that ended in a crash. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Haskell is live outside the courthouse in downtown L.A. Josh?
And Colleen, that arraignment set to take place any minute inside the Roybal Federal Building behind me now. Their job was to protect the public. But the U.S. Attorney here in Los Angeles says these 2 former sheriff deputies did the exact opposite. 2 former L.A. County Sheriff deputies now face federal criminal charges for violating the civil rights of a skateboarder who was in Compton's Wilson Park 3 years ago. They're also charged with illegally detaining the skateboarder against his will, then trying to cover it up.
The majority of law enforcement with whom we work each and every day are phenomenal public servants who put their lives on the line every day to protect our community. However, when officers abuse their power and violate the law, it is imperative that we hold them accountable.
The skateboarder is 23-year-old Jesus Alegria, whose attorney says all his client did was mouth off to the deputies about their aggressive actions. Then things quickly escalated.
They grabbed him and threw him into the car without handcuffs, just threw him into the back seat of the car and drove off, and they threatened him they were going to drop him off in a gang neighborhood.
The patrol car then sped off according to the indictment and crashed, injuring Alegria, who suffered a laceration to his head.
The indictment demonstrates that the victim in this case suffered damage, not just in terms of the deprivation of civil rights, but also physical damage when the deputies crashed the vehicle the victim was in.
The two deputies, 32-year-old Miguel Vega, seen here in the gray suit in the center, and 37-year-old Christopher Blair Hernandez on the right in the blue suit, were assigned to the LA Sheriff's Department Compton station and were said to be prospects of the executioner's deputy gang. Hernandez was also reportedly a member of the 3000 Boys, a deputy gang based at Men's Central Jail. The victim, Jesus Alegria, has already settled with LA County for $450,000.
We feel like it's about time, because this has been a continuing problem with the LA County Sheriff's Department, where sheriff deputies are acting like gang members and behaving like gang members and mistreating people.
Vega and Hernandez were also involved in the fatal shooting of 18-year-old Andres Guardado in Gardena back in June of 2020. According to Vega, Guardado reached for a gun, prompting Vega to fire at Guardado, who was hit 5 times in the back. Hernandez was present but did not fire at Guardado. The incident led to outrage from the community. The county settled with Guardado's family for $8 million. And both former deputies surrendered to federal authorities this morning.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button.
I was thinking the same exact words. They were earning their bones, so to speak. What type of diabolical individual who wants to keep law down would take a person and move them to a, how do I say, rival op, drop them off in a rival op gang territory? Who does this?
Well, Chicago police for one, but definitely the LA sheriff. They are straight up gang.
Yeah, CPD's been doing it for years. They showed it. Was it Menace to Society? They drop Kane and Old Dog off in the Hispanic neighborhood. It's like the essays was cool though, because stuff happens to them. He's like, they gave us a pass. But the young lad got 400 stacks. He said he was mouthing off about he was mouthing off, speaking about his rights. You know what I mean? Standing for his rights and his dignity. And, they took him on bumper cars.
That was, I don't know if they crashed on purpose or whatever.
Yeah.
It definitely was going to hurt that man.
Yeah, skateboarding. Was that his crime? Skateboarding at a skate park?
Mouthing off, using his First Amendment rights was his crime.
Yeah, they need to go ahead and release that footage, huh?
Man.
Yeah.
They probably ain't got no footage of that. They probably got rid of all of that. They probably cut their cameras right off. He was talking all that mess.
That's out here in my backyard, man. Yeah, when I told you when I first got here, they told me, man, the sheriffs is the ones you got to look out for, because, I was all into LAPD because of
the
movies.
Rodney King and all of that shit.
Yeah. And he was like, man, if you think they bad,
man, you better watch out, because they straight up got gangs. I mean, it's well known and it's said all on there. They showing the tattoos and all that, but they still allow it to go on. That's amazing to me.
Correct. Because if it's a gang, then they probably got shit on the streets and they're costing people who might be their rivals, who might have their own thing going on or whatever.
Yeah, that's what they're,
Yeah.
Shot the boy 5 times in the back. He feared for his life.
Yeah, I witnessed it. Some sheriffs in It's like West LA area. And they shook down this young brother, checked his bag, stopped and frisked him, and was out there telling him how this is our neighborhood. You know, I got stopped by him and they were telling me this is our neighborhood. What are you talking about? I pay your taxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not operating, you know, they got a badge and a legal
license
position. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not lawful.
Yep. So for all the non-oath breakers, we'll give you this.
Man, come on. You already
what's your thought on this here? 100%.
I'm glad they got paid, you know, and RIP to the other young man who got killed. They got $4 million or something, but something's got to be done. I mean, I don't know what it is or what they're gonna do, but how can you?
You got to get rid of that immunity.
Well, not only that, how can you know that it's a gang? They showing the tattoos, all of them have it. How can you let that persist?
Because the feds won't move in with what's called a RICO charge like they do any other gang.
Man.
You see, and then if they filed a RICO charge against them and then it goes all the way to the top, that's how RICO works. And the feds won't do it. So then you have to ask your question, why won't the feds simply do that?
They're involved.
Oh.
Complicit at worst, complicit. Completely involved.
Yeah. Yeah, 100. I'm not going to argue there. We're not going to debate that. This is not a debate show, by the way. All right. Today's topic is, how did Lisa Left Eye Lopes die? Was there foul play? This is 187 Bars, Volume 7. You can always call in. The number is in the chat. It's 424-900-6945. We'd love to hear from you. All right, here's our new series segment, Pink on Pink Crime. Big ups to Wavy TV. That's right, Wavy TV. This is fair use, educational purposes, entertainment. Bum Wrangling 12. On Self?
We're learning about the moments just before a James City County police officer shot his sergeant outside a Williamsburg bar.
Michael Rusk is facing charges in connection to that January shooting, which seriously hurt Sergeant Christopher Gibson. Investigators initially said the two officers got into a fight after a night of drinking. But as 10 of your size Julie Millay learned, the shooting might have been about much more than a bar fight.
Yeah,
Julie?
Tom and Amy, investigators simply said the two officers involved in the shooting were known to each other. Now we're learning what that might really mean. The alleged shooter, Michael Rusk, says he pulled the trigger in self-defense because of unwanted advances by his sergeant. We're about to share exclusive surveillance video and the 911 call from the shooting, which we played for Michael Rusk's family for the first time.
Would you like to hear it?
I'd love to hear it.
For the first time, Jason Rusk is hearing the 911 call his son made in the early morning hours of January 25th.
I shot Sergeant Gibson. Do what? I shot Sergeant Gibson. I pulled a gun on him. He's advancing on me. Is he breathing? He just fell out.
James City County police officer Michael Rusk called 911 after he allegedly shot his superior officer, Sergeant Christopher Gibson, outside a Williamsburg bar, where the two had been drinking together. Video given exclusively to 10 on Your Side shows the two officers before this happened.
I shot him with his right arm. Okay, I need you to take a deep breath for me, okay? Is he breathing? Is he breathing? I'm trying to save his life.
The 911 call goes on for just over 5 minutes. That's when responding officers show up to find Gibson had been shot 3 times, seriously hurt in his stomach and shoulder. Court documents show Gibson told officers Rusk shot him after a verbal argument. But Rusk, his dad, and his lawyers say it was much more than that.
You know, it started to get creepy.
Jason Rusk says his son told him about unwanted attention he got from his superior officer leading up to the shooting, and that he had reported it to others on the force.
There was a year's worth of grooming that had taken place.
Rusk says his son is the victim of unwanted sexual advances and had been for a long time.
Extremely inappropriate touching, stalking, the grooming, the previous to the incident assaults,
We reached out to Gibson several times to ask him about these allegations. He declined to speak with us. We also requested from JCCPD a record of any complaints filed against Gibson during his time there. We were denied. The video shows the officers at the bar prior to the shooting. You can see them sitting across from each other at the start. Then you'll see Gibson move in to sit next to Rusk. Gibson reaches for Rusk's hand under the table, which seems to be met with hesitation from the younger officer. Then, just about an hour before the shooting, the two are seen leaving together. After Gibson puts his hand on Rusk's shoulder, you see Rusk forcefully push him off and put a finger in his face before walking away. We don't know what happened next, but after the shooting, Rusk makes this claim to the 911 dispatcher.
I told him this zombie kept going. I thought he was gonna rape me.
Yeah, it's on camera.
Oh.
If our client was a female, this case would be drastically different.
Rusk's lawyer says the video and 911 call make a clear case for self-defense.
I think it'll show that certain steps weren't taken that needed to be taken.
The attorney says those steps, like looking into Rusk's claims of unwanted sexual advances, could have prevented what Rusk's dad calls a tragedy, which will affect his son for the rest of his life.
He told people from the get-go that he was sexually assaulted. He said no, and he kept on. He said no, and he kept on. If I had a daughter in the same position, we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't have an innocent person fighting for their freedom.
Williamsburg officers are investigating the shooting. They had no comment on this story. James City County Police also declined to comment. Calls to the prosecutor trying the case were unreturned. You can hear the complete 911 call on wavy.com. I'm Julie Millay, 10 on your side.
All right. Bum wrangling. What's your take on this here, fella?
When I first heard the call and the sound of the young man's voice, I knew what it was about.
Really?
Yes.
Sounded like something had happened to him, huh?
Yeah.
You know, and one thing I heard him say is he shot him in the arm. And you've said, you know, I'd be like, man, why don't the police just shoot the guy, wing him, shoot him in the leg? And you're like, man, people can die, you know, because they didn't used to give you attempt murder when you did stuff like that, but now they do in a certain situation. But
he shot him 3 times. So
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He was cussing doing those other parts. After that, the video said that he shot him in the arm, in the stomach, and
I heard him say on the 911 call, I shot him in the arm. I didn't hear him say.
He was cussing. He was cussing doing those other parts. It was parts of you. It was redacted. You couldn't hear what he said because he's.
Oh, so you think he laid it all out? I shot him in the arm.
After that, later in the video, it said that he shot him and he was shot 3 times. Well, when the people got there, he was shot 3 times on the arm, in the stomach, and there was another one.
You can assume that the sergeant was armed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not like you can just shoot this guy one time and he wouldn't go for a stick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything about how many times he shot him or whatever.
I know you're not. I'm just saying. I'm just making a point.
Yeah, he is got to be armed,
right?
And he trying to. That's crazy, though. I mean, you could tell that was unwanted.
Well, they said that he reported
half his size.
And he was being groomed. Did he report it to the Fraternal Order of Police, to his union?
That's what was said. The lawyer said they have a year of him reporting that about that guy. Or was it his father? It might have been his father.
It was his father, but they didn't really say. I know his father said that, but then the reporters were saying that he had told other officers or whatever. But I'm saying, did he go to HR? Did he go to his union and say, hey, look, my superior is grooming me?
Not certain, but from what it said, it sounded like he had. He said he told some people, but I don't know if he went and completely filed something. But
yeah, because I think had he done that, he might be out on bond.
Or they might have just buried it. They might have liked the sergeant. I mean, he was a sergeant, for God's sakes. They might have. He's probably not the first time. It's just the first time he got shot for it.
You did see the guy clearly pushing him off, and you know what I mean? And he's innocent until proven guilty, but that's pink on pink crime out there, which never happens, rarely gets reported on.
Well, it just don't get reported on, but the most crime against pink people is pink people, just like everybody else.
Facts. All right. Pink on pink crime. All right. Like, share, subscribe. We're going to get into the topic very shortly. But first, we want to jump on our dome teaser. Your mind is a terrible thing to waste. It's like a muscle. It is a muscle. So the more you use it, the less likely you are to lose it. This one's coming from ChatGTP, the algorithm. Self-love is 1 and 1 against the algorithm thus far. So this is our third algorithm riddle. There you go, self-love, into the chat. I am the price you pay to be a star. I can make you rich or break your heart. I can take your soul or give you fame. But you won't know my name until it's too late. What am I? I am the price you pay to be a star. I can make you rich or break your heart. I can take your soul or give you fame. But you won't know my name until it's late, until it's too late. What am I? All right. Self-love doesn't have an immediate thumbs up. Feel free in the chat. If you think you want to take a gander at this, you got a chance this week. We'll see.
Nope.
He's processed it. Look at him, and they say he can't get the kids in and out of the auto. Look at it. I tell you, I'm confident this kid would have made it at a Ray school. Probably would have been a class right above LD, but you'd have made it.
Man, are you kidding me? Leader of the class.
They'd have been threatening you if you don't get your test scores up next year. I'm telling you, we're putting you in the LD.
Shit. Test scores?
They'd have had your mom come up to school like,
test scores? That's what you're talking about?
We
talking about test scores?
The Iowa test. You know how hard that was.
Oh, man. How simple it was? How simple it was? They said I was in college level. I was like, huh? No, I just did the little work.
Big ups to Ray School, the oldest public school in the city of Chicago. And you get a chance to Google William H. Ray. He was a devil. We don't know what was in his heart. But,
yes, we do. If he was a devil, we know exactly what's in his heart.
Yeah. All right.
That's the oldest school.
Let's see here.
Ray's the oldest school.
I think you're right, but look at it's the oldest school in Chicago. It's 1895, bro. Public school. 1895, G. Yeah. I was Googling it and doing some research. Yeah, but look at your response here. Read it. Read
Oh,
it to
God. It's supposed to say.
But what made me go there is, I know, what made me go there, and you are correct. What made me go there is we just mentioned the answer to the riddle for the listeners twice as we were just speaking. So that gives you guys a clue. And self-love is right once again. All right. But enough of the appetizers out there.
Let's quench the self-love nation's thirst.
All right. Rest in peace, Lisa Lopes. And I said Lopes because, Davy Lopes, he spelled it Lopes. And at that time, I was like, that's Lopez. And then they're like, no, that's Davy Lopes.
And they might have just been ignorant and saying it, called him Lopes. I mean, because he was.
Oh, you mean that white ignorance back in the day? Yeah.
I mean, he was a Spanish-speaking person. He might have just rolled with it.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the white ignorance back in the day. You know, the ones that come out and say,
I'm saying he might have just worked with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let them call him Davy Lopes.
Yeah, they sure called him that.
They did. I remember.
So poor little me, when Left Eye came out there, I was calling her Lopes for years. I didn't know. I was a Cubs fan. White Sox. All right. But enough of the appetizers out there.
Let's quench the self-love nation's thirst.
Please like, share, subscribe. support House Stock 2023. There ain't no video there.
Not of that. Let me see right quick. It's the National Teacher of the Year situation, so that must be halftime.
All right. Well, we don't need it. All right. We do not need it. You guys know our purpose is to provide lessons, not lectures. We're a long form podcast. Don't get into the shouting and the debating and name calling. We move with respect, and we're attempting to we're chronologuing all of this data, which is coming from our DNA, people who look like us, that's what we're doing. But, our podcast, it celebrates the lives and legacies of the melanated who changed the world or are changing the world with our art, activism, and, dare I say, self-love. Today, we're continuing our riveting series, 187 Bars, Dead Rappers, volume number 7, where we're unpacking one of the most influential and controversial figures in hip-hop and R&B history, Lisa Left Eye Lopes. You probably know her as one of the members of TLC, the best-selling group of all time, girl group of all time, who gave us iconic hits like Waterfalls, No Scrubs, Scrubs guy thinks he's fly, but also known as a bust down. Sits on her broke ass spine. All right, that's a scrub. And then we Unpretty. Didn't get into that one as much, but hey. But did you know that Lisa was also a visionary producer, songwriter, rapper, and entrepreneur who had a solo career and a philanthropic mission? Did you know that she struggled with alcoholism, abusive relationships, and spiritual turmoil? And did you know that she died in a mysterious car crash in the Honduras out there, a place where she was going to find peace and healing? In today's episode, we're going to explore the life and death of Left Eye, from her humble upbringing in Philly to her rise to fame with TLC, from her fiery personality and creative genius to her troubled personal life and her spiritual journey. We're going to learn how she used her voice and her platform to empower herself and others, and how she inspired millions of fans around the world with her message of, dare I say, self-love. Could this be why she was unalive? Sit back and enjoy as we pay tribute to Lisa Left Eye Lopes, the supernova who burned bright and left us too soon. This is the Self-Love Show. And before we jump into it, today's show is sponsored by Midwest Festival, presenting House Stock. The link is pinned in the chat. It's also co-sponsored by Jazzy out there. His link, I'll put it in the chat. It's www.etsy.com/shop/MetroVibe. So you can go there, and he's got, house paraphernalia. He's even got a nice shirt that I'm going to purchase for Will Dunn. Yeah. And it says, it says House Heads. I'm going to purchase it. I'm going to send it right to Will Dunn.
Yeah, he's not going to. No, don't do that.
What do you mean? He's not going to wear it?
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we had him on the show. We talked about his book, and they don't have numbers on his pages. So, no, he would not wear it.
I forgot about that. I mean, complete genius to frustrate the world and make a book where you don't know what page you're on. Can't use it as a reference. You know what I mean? Turn to page such and such, to paragraph 3. He says this and that. You can't even do that.
Unless you number it yourself as you go.
Yeah. Everybody would have to number it themselves.
the genius of it, huh?
So I just put Jazzy's link into the chat as well. So yeah, it's genius. I mean, genius. I mean, I don't think the original scriptures had pages. I don't know though. I'm just assuming it didn't because it's so brilliant.
They still had chapter and verses.
They sure did. They sure did. Where you can at least reference and get, you're right. You're right. Had he done that, that would have been even more brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah. So big ups, well done. And
Yo, Sands.
All right, so this first segment, we're going to break into the early life and in the TLC part. What do we know? Lisa Lopes, where was she born? We just said in the intro, Philly in 1971. You know anything about her family, her parents, anything of this nature?
Not really. I just, I didn't know much about her. I did know that she was born, May 27th, 1971.
Oh, really? Her birthday would be, her heavenly birthday is coming up.
Yeah.
Wow. So she's the daughter of Wanda and Dina, who was a seamstress, and her dad is Ronald Lopes Sr. He was a U.S. Army Staff Sergeant. She had a younger brother, Ronald Jr., and a younger sister, Rain, nicknamed Raindrop. This doesn't sound foundational out there, does it?
No, it's not sounding foundational. I mean, all depends. Where her mother's is
Wanda and Dino, and then Ronald Lopes Sr. He was a U.S. Army Staff Sergeant.
That's definitely not sounding foundational.
Yes, definitely not. And we talked about that, especially out of New York. You know, Biggie was what, first generation, basically. You know what I mean? A lot of those cats. Even the guy who started, Marley Marl,
or second generation.
Biggie. Yeah, I guess his parents were the first to come here, so he would be considered second. Yeah.
But still.
Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
We're just saying they weren't descendants of so-called chattel slavery. They weren't descendants of prisoners of war here in the U.S.
On this. I mean, technically, yes, because the Caribbean is all part of the U.S. I mean, not the U.S. of the
West,
the
colonialism,
North America. The Caribbean is part of North America.
Yeah, but that's not the U.S.
Right. That's why I said not the U.S., but North America.
What was her upbringing like? You know, her dad's U.S. Army Staff Sergeant.
It's probably some strict on some do what I say type of, I would think.
You're right.
Seamstress.
No, you're right. She said her dad was extremely strict, very domineering, and he treated the family like they were in boot camp.
That's what I would have thought.
Her parents separated when she was still in school, and her paternal grandma raised her during the later years of her childhood. So I don't know what happened with mom. You know, that wasn't, I wasn't privy to that information. But somewhere after the split, she got raised by her paternal grandmother. Maybe mom was living there too.
Yeah, could be. That's for
paternal grandmother. That's the staff sergeant's mother.
Right.
No, she wasn't living there.
Probably not.
Wow.
What happened to her mom? That's interesting.
It is interesting. It's a whole nother show.
Investigation.
Yeah. Who influenced her to be an artist? I know you said you don't know much about it.
Yeah,
I didn't either. She came out of nowhere and she was rapping with a condom on her face.
Yeah, she was something.
Yeah, her dad, the staff sergeant, He was a talented musician. He played harmonica, clarinet, piano, and saxophone.
Okay.
So, you know, he probably had her play it, sit back down and play it. You know what I mean? And maybe that's why her style, she was so free spirited when she got away from that. You know what I mean? Everything she did, you know, she didn't want to listen to the label. You know what I mean? She wanted to do her thing. I'm just postulating. You know, when she got into music?
She young, because he, just like you postulated, I know he had to put that on her.
Yeah, it's in her DNA.
Yeah, and 5 years old, probably started working on music.
Yeah, probably so. She formed her first band when she was 10, which means obviously she started practicing music before then. But she formed her first band. It was a musical trio called the Lopes Kids with her siblings, with whom she performed gospel songs at local events and churches. And then she went on to attend Philadelphia High School for Girls.
I didn't even know she was from Philly. That's a trip.
You thought she was from the A?
I just kind of wasn't sure at all because they were all put together. They weren't like a group. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So I didn't know where any of them were from.
Yeah, well, we're pretty much there. What do you know about the formation? When and where was TLC formed?
In the A.
Definitely in the A.
Yeah.
You know about what time, from what you remember? I mean, I know you weren't riding around listening to "Thug is a girl who thinks she's flying." You know what I'm saying? But they did have some songs though that.
They had some songs. I mean, even if I wouldn't really listen to them like that or whatever, you know, they
when it came on,
I knew what they were. I knew what they were. You know what I mean? Yes. Early 90s.
No, that's right. It was actually the earliest in the 90s, 1990. So you could have been a G. I could have been a G.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which could explain a lot.
Yeah.
You know, we couldn't have cared less about what was going on going through that process. And maybe that's why, well, you know, guys had to cut their hair. You know, you got to cut this shit out of your hair. You got to cut this process out.
Yeah.
We can't have you run around this campus looking like dirty folks. You know what I mean? Big ups to all the folks, 30 in the club.
I'm just saying, you cut the process out too.
That's what the
process is over with, you know, near that part. So you cut that process out too, because you can't be having running around with that process in you either. Whew, not wearing it.
Exactly. We're just gonna cut that out. We're gonna cut out all the middleman and all the explaining. We're gonna cut that out. All right. So yeah, it was formed in the ATL in the A in 1990. A producer, Ian Burke. Sounds like some sort of small head out there, doesn't it? Ian.
It's gotta be both of those names.
Could be a German or an Oxenowski.
Still, yeah, I can definitely both those names.
All right, it was so a producer, Ian Burke, and a teen artist. So you know, Ian Burke didn't come up with shit. It was a teen artist self named Crystal Jones. Sounds like some sort of melanated. Sounds like some sort of foundationally black. She invented the idea of a female version of BBD, Bev, and DeVoe. TLC was originally called Second Nature, which I personally like that name much better. Jones was eventually kicked out of the group, and it had something to do with Pebbles, and all the people at the label were mad at her because she wanted to read the contract.
Right, because they signed one of the worst contracts ever. And yeah, I didn't even know about.
Correct. Crystal Jones.
Right.
Love to get her on the show.
I looked, you know, just for the show. I'm like, just Google TLC, and that she was there. I was like, who the?
Her idea, you know, and she got politicked out because she didn't want to sign a 360 brick.
It wasn't even a 360 brick. It was worse than that. They got everything. It was worse than a 360. At a time where you didn't have to sign the 360. They didn't look at that at all. They didn't have, I don't think they had no representation, nothing. They just said,
no.
Oh, just yes. You want to sign us? And because that was because
that's exactly she wanted to have her lawyers look over
right, because they are in a deal like 2 levels deep. Like Pebble's situation, who signed her.
Correct.
Then she had to deal with
Babyface or whoever it was, LaFace Records,
the production company, and then LaFace, and
that's
then
what it was.
And then the label.
So they broke records and sales, and were getting nothing.
Man, they
Tribe Called Quest signed a brick too.
They split.
Don't say they did.
I won't. I don't know. I don't know that. I don't. You know what I mean? I don't know that.
Q-Tip said he got 19 stacks off of what was that album? Haywood Willie Rest His Soul used to ram.
Oh wow!
Midnight Marauders, or was it one? It was the one before that. I can't think of it.
The first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he said he got a check for 19 stacks.
Okay, that's still better than them. They shared. They shared a portion of that.
No, it is. You're right about that. I don't know.
They shared a portion of that.
Both albums did very well, you know, but yeah. So, big ups Crystal Jones. What does TLC mean? You have any idea?
No.
I think
I knew at one point.
Yeah, when I tell you, you're gonna know. So once they kicked out the thinker and went away from the name Second Nature, they probably had to do for legal reasons just to get her out of there. We'll just change the name.
Yeah.
Second Nature is cold, and it seems to represent, you know what I mean? That would have been dope. I got to check out Crystal Jones, see if she made some music, because she should have been making music. But at any rate, she could have got disenfranchised by the whole game.
Yeah.
But remember, the group mates were T-Boz.
Yeah.
Left Eye.
Oh, that's
and Chili.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep.
Yeah, so that's how they came up
TLC.
with TLC.
Yep, I did know that.
What are some of your favorite songs?
They had some nice songs.
They did.
Waterfalls come to mind. That was, not really my.
They had some used to play in the club. You know, it was more like grown man stuff, like groovy music. You know what I mean?
Even the Scrubs was catchy, even though
Yeah, it was catchy.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Damn, it was a couple more that I was thinking of. It's just slipping my mind.
Yeah, I can't think of any. I mean, again, we're talking 1990, 91 out here. There's so much going on. Talking Biggie, Pac, we can go up and down the list. Wu-Tang started coming around. Jigga was coming around. There was just so many musical options, and in the 90s, it's just, I played it. Don't get me wrong, I did play it, I just can't remember the songs offhand.
Ain't Too Proud to Beg.
Yeah.
That's one that Left Eye kind of shined on.
Yeah. All right. Achievements. 9 top 10 hits, Self-Love, on the Billboard Top 100, including 4 #1 singles. Creep. Maybe you're thinking about that. Yeah, I like Creep.
Yeah, Creep wasn't bad too.
Waterfalls, you mentioned that. No Scrubs and Unpretty.
What was the last one?
TLC also Unpretty.
Oh.
So that means you're not blonde haired, blue eyed, drop dead gorgeous. Unpretty. The group also recorded 4 multi-platinum albums, including Crazy Sexy Cool in 94, which received a diamond certificate from the Recording Industry Association of America. They also became the first R&B group in history to receive the Million Certificate from the Recording Industry of Japan. So they were selling in Japan. Fan Mail in 1999.
Yeah.
Having sold over 65 million records worldwide. They're known as one of the best-selling American girl groups. VH1 ranked them as the greatest female group, placing them at number 12 on the list of 100 greatest women in music. Let's see. They were voted the most successful act of the 90s. The group's accolades include 4 career Grammy Awards, 5 MTV Video Music Awards, 5 Soul Train Music Awards. 20 years after their debut, TLC was honored with an award called Outstanding Contribution to Music at the 17th MOBO Awards, and with the Legend Award at the 2013 MTV Video Music Awards Japan. Following Lopez's death in 2002, instead of replacing her, the remaining members chose to continue on as a duo. They should have went out and got Crystal Jones out there. In 2017, they released their eponymous 5th album, TLC, in 2017. In 2022, the group was inducted into the Black Music and Entertainment Walk of Fame. Well, they should be on the Walk of Fame, period, with some of those scrubs I see on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, you already know what that's about.
Yeah, I mean, great accolades, bro. They, you know what I mean? It would be no Destiny's Child without TLC.
No way. No way at all.
Period. They were pathfinders and makers, because they didn't exist.
And they had 3 levels. There was a pretty, really kind of good singer, and then there's a singer that, is probably not as good, but got that feel and that
got the look
to it. Yeah, and then the rapper.
And female rappers were rarer back in 1990. They existed. There was many of them. Don't get me wrong, but you're right. And to have that in one group, well, again, they were going for the Belle Biv DeVoe look. Because what was his name? Michael Bivins, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to come on there and rap.
Yeah.
During some of their songs.
And then they had a real good singer, and then a singer that, had flavor.
Okay. Let's talk about Left Eye, since we talked about bars, and this is 187 bars. As you just mentioned, Left Eye was the rapper. Let's talk about her bars and what they meant to you, and where would you rank her amongst female MCs? First, let's talk about the bars. What do you think of Left Eye's bars? Pre-Honduras.
I didn't care for them.
Yeah, I thought for the most part she was whack. I'm gonna keep it 100.
I didn't think she was whack, but I just really didn't care for them. It was like, okay, I can see how this is in here, but I didn't appreciate them.
She was definitely esoteric, if maybe we can call it a female version of what's his name? He got the Podcraft. You like his you like him a lot.
Oh, I like him a lot. Podcraft, or you talking about Lord Jamal?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about
Podcraft.
No, that's
the guy from the
Wu-Tang. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
When you like so much.
Oh yeah, I love him. No.
What's his name?
I don't know, because I don't appreciate his stuff either.
Killer Priest.
Yeah, Killer
Priest. She was kind of esoteric, kind of like Killer Priest. Being there sometimes like, what is she talking about? And then other times, she'd be right on point. I mean, she did have a good delivery. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
She wasn't whack.
And when she wasn't on TLC stuff, when she was doing
She was
other
dropping
features
jewels.
and other stuff, it was a lot better. I do remember that.
Correct. She had, and I'll give her great delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the
Sharika Israel
content.
said mediocre.
All right. Well, she didn't say whack.
No.
Yeah.
Mediocre.
And that's coming from a female. So
Yeah.
I don't feel so bad here on Mother's Day. I thought it was so I guess that's right. I mean, the content wise, you know, it's like you guys won't let me call Eminem whack. You know, it's for the same reasons. Great delivery, you know, great mic presence, but I just wasn't feeling the content. I can care less what's going on in the 8 Mile. You know, but it's just me. You know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't care about Stan. I'm sorry. I could care less. I got 99 problems and Stan ain't one. You know what I'm saying? Get your life together, Stan. You know? But we can agree with mediocre. Okay. So where would you rank her amongst? We're not going to do that.
No.
All right. What was her influence on B1? Now we don't know if she was B1. Well, not her influence, TLC's influence on B1. I have to do some investigation because I bet you at least two out of three of them weren't B1, foundationally black, at least. And you start getting into LaFace and Pebbles. I bet you start digging, and you know what I mean. They just ended up in Atlanta. But that all being said, what do you think their overall influence was on our community? Positive, negative? Let's talk about that. Yeah, you remember the times.
Some
Scrub.
Yeah, that's the one I have a problem with, really. That was, yeah, that one right there was a negative. But they had other songs that, you know, can balance it out. Or, you know, I would say it's more positive than negative.
Well, I mean, they identified, I didn't appreciate it, but I don't think it was a knock at black men. I think in the video, they should have shown various races, but they were talking about, you know, guys who sit on their butt and they're broke.
And let's say for sure, I'm not even sure who wrote that song, and definitely not who did the video. You know what I mean?
Correct.
They didn't have any control in any of that.
I mean, they just said they don't want to scrub. I mean, I remember,
Right.
you know, and you know, you wouldn't want a female version of that. You know what I'm saying?
That's who was talking about. They didn't want to scrub, though. That's what was.
Correct. You're saying that's the disaster it created.
That's that. Yes.
You're 100% right about that.
Yes.
And I agree with Sharuka somewhere in the middle. You're 100% right about that. So if it did lead to, you're 100% right. I remember I was at the Sandpipers out there on 79th, right off Halsted.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm in school and my guy Illa was with me, had all his jewelry on. You know, we sit down at the table and I'm telling the babes, yeah, I'm in law school. I'm 2 months away from graduating at University of Illinois. They're looking at all at Bailey's jewelry. So it misclassified a scrub.
Yeah.
In their eyes, I was a scrub.
Yeah. Yep. And it's, you know, unfortunate that it went that way, but you know, that's how that song definitely went that way.
And you can empower women without disempowering men.
Definitely.
There was some positive influences, though. It gave, you know, a lot of young Black women reasons to dream. Beyonce said that Destiny's Child was totally inspired by them, and it couldn't have happened, you know, without them having that template, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, it opened up doors. Well, if they could sell these records, we
Right.
can get another group of 3 girls and sell more.
Right.
And they did. They carried themselves respectfully. They weren't out shaking their bum and half clad, dressed, and everything like that. They didn't. Not really.
Not in today's standard, but
yeah,
they kind of for their time.
Oh, they pushed the limits for that time. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
And then and they were professional in the interviews.
They it's a good group. I mean, like I said, more positive than negative, but
yeah, they did have some songs that Sharuka said, "Creep let all the 204s, all the 304s loose." If you're on the telephone and you got 304 and turn the phone over, and yeah, definitely did. That's very true. That song itself, I think, was more detrimental, to the community than Scrub.
Yeah.
Creep, yeah, when no one is around me. You know what I'm saying? And it depicted black women in a certain way when you got all these pink women that was doing all the creeping. I mean, not saying we weren't, but then it created a cycle. I can say that.
So I creep, keep it on the down low. No one else has to know.
Yeah. Correct. So, I mean, correct. And I've heard Damon Dash, I've heard other artists as we've matured come out and say, hey, I probably shouldn't have made that record, or I feel bad about how I made money. Damon Dash, he regrets Big Pimpin'. And you remember stuff? I was like, this is some bullshit. You remember when that shit came out and they were on the boat? I'm like, this is some bullshit. Who would put all that money into this video talking about Big Pimpin'?
Man, and trip is Pimp C didn't want to do it.
For that reason.
He didn't mess with Jay-Z.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
and Pimp C made that song, his verse.
And it was, they made him go. It was hot and he had his fur on, and Jay-Z said something about his fur or whatever. He was like, man, it ain't no temperature on the TV. They said, dude did not mess with Jay-Z.
Yeah, R.I.P. Pimp C. All right, so as you guys can, you guys can see how Lisa left.
That was some. We might have to. He had to be in line and 187.
Yeah, I thought we didn't do him. I thought we did him.
Pimp C.
No,
I'm not sure.
I think we did him. Is he the one who passed away in the hotel in L.A.?
Yes, it was in L.A.
Yeah, at the Mondrian, I think. I think we did.
Okay.
But how did Lisa Left Eye Lopes die? Foul play, 187 bars, volume 7. Phone lines are open. Also, we pinned the link to the Midwest Festival Presents House Stock. That is pinned in the chat for you. Also, friend of the show, Jazzy, he's selling his wares. It's a Black-owned and operated business. You can get yourself some great T-shirts, great house-related T-shirts as well.
Yes.
So definitely, click those links, you guys, and let's support one another.
Let's rotate this melanated currency.
Yeah, I mean, facts. Let's get it in rotation. Let's get it in rotation. All right, so let's see where we are here. Self-run show production. I think we know what we're creeping up on here. I don't know what's going on with the technology, but oh well.
I know what it is, y'all. Y'all gonna know soon. I'm gonna update this. Let's get down. It's the Self-Love Show, and we're continuing our 187 bars series with the Dead Rappers, Volume 7. How did Lisa Left Eye Lopes die? Foul play or no? And we talked about her early life and the career in the first half, and we're going to expand and break into deeper conversation, get into the conspiratorial situation, and see what it is. So
magnificent career.
Right back at you.
Man, thank you guys for inviting me on. Thank you. Great format, very solid. You know, it don't have that low budget movie feel. You know what I'm saying? And we get that a lot in the Black community, for real.
Yeah.
Like people look at us to be fuck ups. They look at us to be low budget. They look at us to be ignorant, stuttering, and use a whole bunch of and all of that. But no, they got the real deal on here. That everybody know who Torian Mills is, baby. They know.
Hey, well, bro,
They so ignorant.
ignorant. Hey, but this platform's your platform. This platform's my platform. From Inglewood, California to
the
Chicago,
South Shore.
Crazy thing about it.
This platform is
made for you and me.
It's made for you.
The crazy
and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. I was trying to get out the end of the preamble, but go ahead, bro. Dr. such and such and such and such from such and such. On self. Yeah. Yeah. Because I think the people today, I think we don't feel like we have the power.
Yeah. I concur with you.
I think we sit around and we say, man, did you hear about what those guys did with the mayor and all those guys, what they signed, the laws they enacted today? And we sit there and say, yeah, ain't nobody going to do nothing about it. Okay. I mean, right? And then, you know, when we do protest, we're on Michigan Avenue or something like that. But we're not at the mayor's house, you know. If your alderman voted and signed off for some nonsense, right?
Yeah.
It behooves the people. Somebody, a Mahdi.
Get in his face.
Yeah. Throw him out of office.
Well, first, get in his face and, you know, let him know about this pleasure. And
you
then I'm not talking about a protest. I'm talking about Silverback having a conversation.
Me personally, I'm beyond warnings. And if somebody signs something that's completely retarded for the people that voted them into office, that person has an agenda. I don't have time to talk about conspiracy this, conspiracy that. You cannot come back into this office. You're not welcome. And we let the city figure out what the city's going to do.
Yeah, well.
That is what the political process is all about. Otherwise, they just keep getting bags of money and you keep perpetuating the same system. I mean, if I'm going to the bank self and all everybody's doing is getting in my face and they're saying, you know what? We know you got a whole lot of money and we're watching you. We're all out here. No, by the time the people get together, listen, by the time it comes to that, it has to be known that they're not here for any talking or any warnings or anything of this nature. I'm not saying violence. I'm saying that you are no longer employed for us. And we're going to have an immediate election and everybody can say, well, no. Well, then this office will be empty. Bruh, that's what it takes, man. Outside of, revolution, which we're not about. So, I mean, seriously. And it goes all the way up to the mayor, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, I digress. I'm passionate about these local politics. So since we are talking about big slavery, I did want to, throw out there, Self-Love and I, at 9,000, you guys got to subscribe, man. Get people to subscribe.
Subscribe.
I mean, seriously.
Subscribe.
All right. When we get to 9,999 subscribers, we're going to spark a change. Initially we were looking at the macro, Self-Love and I, now we're looking at the micro. If we're about, local politics, then we're going to be about local politics. So we will spark change, and that change will be locally to the city of Chicago at 9,999 subscribers. Change starts. The world. Yeah. But it starts where? At the crib.
Yes.
Yeah.
With each of us at the crib.
Starts at the crib, man. We're looking way too far off, bro. Right? We got these juries, right? And then the in a criminal case, for instance, and then the pink, prosecutor, has to now explain their version of what this slang is and things of that nature, right? Well, by the time they have to explain it to these people, neither of them are peers.
Right.
It could all be a fairy tale. This is why, we have to start being part of the process, people. It's not cool to get out of the jury pool. That's not cool. It's Big not ups, Kim Fox. Cool. It's no longer acceptable.
We need a jury of our peers. So, I mean, yeah, most of the time it's us in these situations.
Correct.
And can't leave it to others to decide our fate.
We can't leave it to the KKK.
Man, to decide our fate.
We can't. We can't leave it to the KKK. Sit down, sit in there and listen to them give words, right? And this is something I want to say because, I reached out to Elijah. That's the revolutionary, bro.
Yes, y'all. You don't stop. Wee. That one cut off abruptly. Welcome back, y'all. Y'all know what it is. The Self-Love Show. Continuing our 187 bars series. How did Lisa Left Eye Lopes die? And we broke down her early life and career in the first half, and now we finna get busy into what we're here. Foul play. We're gonna see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Part 2. We're going to hop into Andre Rison, Dr. Sebi, Hairpiece, and the Honduras. As we're going to get into in this next segment. So let's go ahead and let's discuss Left Eye's relationship with TLC towards the end.
Seemed like they were at odds a little bit. And I don't really know what the genesis of that is. Maybe it was not getting paid for what they were doing. I don't know.
Yeah, she was having creative differences. She wanted to, I guess, express herself. She started, going to Honduras and all this and that. but was missing like promos and certain events.
Honduras was about her health. That's where Dr. Savy was based at, and that's where she was going to visit in Honduras.
I'm not getting into the reasons why she went to Honduras yet.
Right.
I'm just going into
that was the issue and the problem.
Well, the relationship, yeah, they were having some contractual issues. But yeah, she was like Bobby Brown out there. You know, I don't know if it was due to substance abuse in some senses as well. But according to, TLC, she just wasn't there. Kind of like, ODB. She was like that. Andre Rison. Now, before we go, Andre Rison, when I was working at that conference call company, my supervisor at the time, female, she showed me a photograph she had of Andre Rison, allegedly, tonguing a man. Yeah, this was back in '95. Tonguing a man, and he had his leg up. You know how they do the little leg, he had his right leg bent. He's standing up, he had his right leg bent to the back. Yeah, wearing a little fur coat. And it was definitely, from what I saw, Andre Rison. But let's go into it. They were having a volatile relationship from what I remember. Now, Andre Rison was a star. He was, the equivalent to top receiver in the league.
Yeah, definitely one of the top 2 or 3
for Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. But also, there's rumors.
Wakil said crack. We're gonna get there too, Wakil. I know they talk substance abuse, but go ahead. So big ups, Wakil. Big ups.
There's reportedly times when Tupac pulled up to their crib and left with him. Type of situations that was going
maybe
on.
She knew, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It was Atlanta.
Yeah.
We're not talking about people's lifestyles there.
Well.
But they had it like Andre would say she would get inebriated and get violent.
Yeah.
I don't know what she was upset about, but then he would defend himself or hold her back. And they had a lot of back and forth, calling the police out to the house and stuff like that.
And then he did something and she put his clothes in the tub.
Shoes.
It was shoes? I thought it was clothes and
it was his shoes. He had a shoe collection.
Wow.
She alleged she was trying to. I'm not buying that whole story. So you put these shoes in the bathtub and the fire gets out of the bathtub some kind of way. Come on, Seth. I was born at night, but not last night. The fire got out of control.
The newer tubs are fiberglass. They're not like what the metal and all that that we're used to from like.
Bro, you saw the whole mansion burn down. She put some shoes in the bathtub, probably filled it up with lighter fluid or whatever. And the whole, I'm sorry, I can't buy it. I feel like whoever burned that house down burned the damn house down. This whole bullshit about I put some shoes in a bathtub and the fire got away from me and I couldn't put it out. It makes no sense. That crib was huge.
It was.
It never made sense to me.
I hear you. But the fact that it was some shoes, I thought it was clothes, so it would have made less sense. Shoes would burn longer or whatever because of the denseness or what have you.
Yeah.
That would.
So they don't have a sprinkler system. The house just burns down before the fire department can get there and put it out before it burns down the whole mansion. It
sounds like an arson. That's what it sounds like. And she got in some trouble for that shit.
Oh, she did. She did. She played out. And
they charged her with arson. So I mean, I don't know if she burned up some other shit in there or whatever, but yeah, because it sounded that where that thing was on flamed, it did look like it started from something.
It sounded like somebody sprayed some lighter fluid or gas
the
or
whole
accelerant.
motherfucker.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they must have paid off the fire marshal because I don't think I could show up to court with that story. And I mean, it was a palatial crib, so.
Yeah, I mean, and it burned. Yeah, it burned down. It could have been started there though. It could have been fluid all over the place or whatever, and it could have been started there. But they definitely did not, on its own, in that isolated area, catch the whole place on fire.
Well, take a gander at what she was sentenced, because it was all over the news, man. You know, black family burning down each other's house, rich people, celebrities. I mean, Fox had their way with it. Small loves to Fox News. So take a gander, though, Self.
Fox gets the finger.
All right, we're not going to argue. So let's just say she's a regular Phuket, and she burns down this guy's mansion. So give me an idea of what you remember or what you think she got for that.
I don't even remember. It seemed like she got some probation or some shit. I don't.
You're 100% right.
Like
5 years probation and a $10,000 fine.
Shit, that didn't even pay the insurance.
Well, I'm sure she got ordered restitution or something. You know what I mean? I'm sure she got ordered restitution. That, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole different situation, but on the criminal side. But you're right. It doesn't say anything in the adjudication that she was ordered to pay back for damages.
Or just the insurance, whatever the rate you had to pay for the insurance to take care of the shit.
The premium probably was 10 stacks.
That's what it seemed like.
But the insurance company should want their money back. This person willfully burned down the house and they're rich. They should be pursuing her.
Hold on. She was a member of TLC. She was never rich.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But any Pookie they're going to have to pay for the damages they cause. Whether they file bankruptcy or they can never pay it back, that's something else.
They all, like you said, they all know it was some bullshit because that doesn't make any sense.
It's no way I'm the insurance company and I'm flipping the bill for this. You know, that's not what insurance is for. It's not for arson. It's
all depends on who owns it and who's running it and who, knows who dealing with people. That's for sure.
They probably didn't even make an insurance claim. Andre Rison probably, whatever he did to piss her off, which could have, maybe she saw that photo I saw. Who knows? There were some rumors about the hairpiece that I know you mentioned she was going to, the hairpiece, herpes? That she was going to, and I hadn't heard this in the time, but that's one of the reasons.
That's why they said that
she was going to Honduras. Yeah, because
she was sickle cell. She had sickle cell.
T-Boz had sickle cell.
Oh, damn!
But back to the herpes. They were saying that Andre Rison allegedly gave her herpes.
Yes,
and and your boy Dr. Sebi had a cure for that.
Yeah,
he had a cure for herpes, cancer,
everything.
HIV, AIDS. Correct. Now,
cured a paraplegic.
And this is just a rumor. I hadn't heard it at the time, but it's possible. And maybe she was mad about that.
That's why I heard why she burned it down. That's why I heard why she burned it down.
Correct.
That was the rumor.
Now imagine if she's on alcohol and somebody's alleging crack. And all this is going on, and then he realizes he's at fault. Maybe he didn't, file insurance. Maybe he said, "I'll pay for all the damages," because he had that bread at the time. Maybe he felt guilty.
Then why was any criminal charges then?
Because the state can charge who they want to charge. You know what I mean? Based off her
she
state.
just got fucking Probation. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, nobody was hurt, thank God. You know, but you're right. People could have been hurt. Man, that was a fire. That wasn't. Man, that place was burning like the Branch Davidian.
And it wasn't lighter fluid. That was gasoline.
And she had time to throw that gas all over that. You know how long it was taking to throw that gas? That whole place went up, man.
Well, gasoline, man. Yeah, it is.
And we're not saying she had herpes or any of this is true, but just imagine if she found out he had
herpes
from a homosexual relationship and then gave it to her.
Well, that was the whole thing. I remember when
you remember the rumors about that?
Yes, when it happened, it was not about it was anything homosexual or anything.
I saw the picture.
Right. I'm saying
allegedly somebody who looked just like him. I'm not making this up.
And I'm saying I didn't hear anything about that part. But
well, go back and think about Andre Rison.
Well, I mean, I did once you said.
I'm saying how he carried himself.
I know. I'm saying I did once
he was meticulous.
I once you said that, I had some analyzation, but
could have been a switch hitter.
Prior to that, they didn't think that. So,
well, we jumped into Dr. Sebi, and who was he, and what was her relationship with him? Because she was ahead of the game as far as making him a national name.
Yeah,
when you look at my man who just died, the rapper out here, he was promoting Dr. Sebi.
Nipsey.
But we just kind of let the cat out of the bag. I mean, you said it. So they had a relationship where he was a healer. And so you're saying she was going there to be cured. And I think maybe she was going there to get off drugs and everything too.
That's probably all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I just mixed up the sickle cell today.
Yeah, T-Bond. She struggles with that.
Yes, you're correct, 100%.
So Dr. Sebi, he's a healer.
Yeah, he's
rest his soul.
He was a herbal healer, and he healed many things with just food and herbs.
Yes, and water. Remember, they had a special type of water.
He said that the cause of disease is mucus in the body, and a lot of causes of mucus in the body were he said not unreal, but stuff that had been tampered with by man. Like different plants, even long ago, have been put together to make different fruits and vegetables. And some of them, the body does not understand, and it causes mucus to cause different problems. And mucus in different areas are called different diseases.
Facts. All right. So yeah, quick overview. The show's not about Sebi, but I think you mentioned Sebi died in the Honduras too?
Yeah.
Under suspicious
completely.
He was 80-something years old.
Yeah, they beat him up and took him to jail, and he died in jail.
You are right. They roughed him up on the way to. I forgot about that, bro. And it was just over practicing medicine without a license, like something white collar like that.
It was less than that. They was waiting on him because, they know about his place there, and that's where he's from. That's where he came from, Honduras.
So you're saying it was less than that? Then what was he being arrested for?
They didn't articulate anything that was correct or provable.
What did they articulate?
He did something, but I don't know what it is, and they didn't say that I know. He was calling, trying to talk to his people, and he didn't all the way articulate to them, so they don't know. from my recollect.
I got you. I had forgotten about the whole thing.
And then he was in custody, and then he died.
Yeah, they didn't get him help or nothing. And this is recent, 2022. No, 2016, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me see. Wow, they're not giving any when doctors say doctors proclaiming mucus excess is cause for ailments. Self just said that. Okay. Dr. Sebi was charged as follows. Mr. Alfred Bowman, aka Dr. Sebi, you are hereby charged with practicing medicine without a license. That's what I said. Selling products not approved by the FDA, Federal Drug Administration, but he's being arrested in Honduras.
That was here, not in Honduras. That's when he went through the trial, when they said he needed to bring proof that he healed 2 people, because he was going around saying he healed people. And he brought a whole lot of people to the trial, and he got exonerated from saying that he healed people. He healed AIDS, he healed blindness, he healed a paraplegic.
Well, they told him to bring 1 cured person to prove his claims. He presented 70 people to the court.
Yeah.
Case went through the usual legal machinations, but ultimately Dr. Sebi was found not guilty of all charges by a jury.
And that had nothing to do with the Honduras. That was here.
Okay. Okay. Sources close. And the Honduras, that's where a bunch of the Nazis went to when they escaped Germany after World War II. It's like a little German town. A lot of racism there. And they probably got to be tied to the spooks here, we've been saying those cartels, all that shit. There's somebody pink behind that. Sources close to his own organization stated that on May 28th, Dr. Sebi was an associate Pablo Medina Gamboya. Oh, Dr. Sebi and an associate Pablo Medina Gamboya were detained at Juan Manuel Galvez de Rotan Airport on Roatan, an island off the coast of Honduras, in possession reportedly of $20,000 and $30,000. They were arrested and charged with money laundering. Get the fuck out. They were charged with money laundering in the cocaine capital of the world.
No, that's Colombia. We're talking about Honduras.
It's man, they got shit coming through Honduras. Why?
They definitely do, but
money laundering. That's what they roughed them up and threw them in jail for.
Yes, and killed them over. That's why I said it was some bullshit that don't make sense.
Because he was in possession of $20,000 to $30,000. Get the fuck out of here. They claim he became ill, incarcerated, supposedly with pneumonia-like symptoms, and reports state that he died on the way to Vicente D'Antoni Hospital. He was dead before they even tried to get him.
Yes.
Are you serious?
They probably beat him to death and then took him down.
Money laundering. Get the fuck out of here. All right. Well, I didn't know that. Wow. Okay, so we talked about kind of when and why she started to drive to Honduras. I mentioned the hairpiece rumor, alcoholism. It's been suggested crack. I don't know if I heard that, but I did mention she was running around like Bobby Brown and some of those other ones.
You did say Bobby Brown, so
yeah.
So yeah, I didn't put on Bobby Brown, but you did say that.
Missing work, missing events. Wow. And violence. So they said she had a violent streak in her. But she put hands on Andre Rison.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she saw that picture allegedly. So slapping around, you know what I mean? Put your leg up. But All right, so we know why she went. It was like a healing retreat. I know they were on the Sabi diet. She was trying to get her squad into it, but they weren't there in the right spirit. Just hanger-ons, spending her money. But there was a vehicular homicide, so 3 weeks before she died, where they claimed she wasn't driving. And so on the way to Honduras, she's in that documentary, and she's like, yeah, I would drive to Honduras. She would literally drive. Man, bro, you gotta be high to drive from Atlanta all the way to Honduras, man, and just make it on the road and not get pulled over by 12 or any of the cartels. Like, she was about it, man. But she said she did it because she wanted to drive. She loved to drive. She was driving around all through the documentary. But this one particular time, when this young lad was hit, they claimed she was just a passenger in the car. What are your thoughts on all of this?
I don't know. The feeling I get is, I don't know, they might have been trying to protect the bag.
I think she was driving, bro.
That's what I said. They might have been trying to protect the bag or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think she was driving. She liked to drive. She was driving later when the car accident happened. She drove. I mean, you never know. But she stepped up there and said, we'll pay for everything.
Well, I mean, even if she wasn't driving, she might do that. Like,
she might.
If she had somebody, driving for her or whatever.
You might.
She was probably the most financially secure of the people in there.
Absolutely.
So.
But that being said, they said a young boy was still in Theta, ran out in front of the whip. She was a passenger in the car. They hit the car, they hit the boy, and he was brain dead. So they eventually decided to pull the plug. And his last name was Lopes.
Wow.
Spelled the same way.
Yeah.
Sacrifice?
No, I don't think so. If so, she would have catapulted into some other thing instead of being,
Very true.
Unalive
3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Very true. So she purported during the documentary, all during the last time she was in Honduras, that she was being stalked by a demon. And she would point out this crow, and she even said that, she said, I don't know if she was suffering from mental illness. I mean, I don't know. I'm not qualified, but she was saying that, I don't think she was though, because she was saying that they haven't caught any of the weirdness that she was experiencing whenever they were filming. They couldn't get no evidence of the entire picture. And I think somebody who is suffering from mental illness would be like, did you get that? Did you record that? You know what I'm saying? She was saying that nothing was happening while they were filming the documentary. But throughout the documentary, she was saying she felt like she was being stalked by a demon, bro.
Man, that fame, living in the limelight.
Man, it could be like the riddle self. I am the price you pay to be a star. I can make you rich or break your heart. I can take your soul or give you fame, but you won't know my name until it's too late.
Facts.
Because that's why we're doing this, because she was literally speaking out that death was following her, bro. And
hey, okay, well, let's talk about it, because a couple other people, Tupac, Biggie, ready to die, life after death.
I see death around the corner.
Man, is there ghetto in heaven or something along that?
Does heaven have a ghetto?
Yeah.
I wonder if heaven got a ghetto.
Yeah. Man, yeah.
So she even said, she's like, Lopes. And when she was after the accident, she's like, and he's got my last name. Ain't that something? And she felt like, and that's why what made me pinged in me that she was driving. She felt like that the angel of death was coming for her, and they somehow mistakenly gotten the poor boy, and rest his soul, condolences to his family. She said that.
Yeah, that's still a trip because, like, she's the only one that was even injured in her accident. Nobody else is even injured, and she's unalived.
Correct. Now, we've heard this a lot, and we're about to get there next. So hold that. But yes, I want to go there. I think she said she had a twin named Nina, and you hear about this schism in the Aluma Booty. You hear about this with Serena and every other famous person. But she had a twin, and I don't know if she was mistaken that demon for her twin, but she named it Nina, and she said Nina would be the one that did all the bad stuff she did and committed all the sin. Yeah. She had an evil twin named Nina.
Yeah, well, I don't really know what to say about that because, you know, it's sounding like
the alter egos.
A few shows like back, MK Ultra is what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
When all of them talk about that.
Yeah.
They got this thing that helms them and writes everything and have them sing the way they sing. That's all some MK Ultra to me.
Yeah. And if the Honduras is little Nazi Germany, it could have been a lot of stuff could have been going on. You know, but she said she had that twin, and maybe that was something she created. And we talk about how to make an illuminous. You know, you got to have abuse at an early age when they're in theta, and then they schism and they break out into two people, one who can handle the abuse. You know what I mean? And that's how they protect.
Look at a lot of the main artists; they all say similar.
Yes,
Beyonce and
Michael Jackson,
Jay-Z, and
Michael Jackson never said he had alter ego, but he had a rough upbringing.
Yeah, he definitely.
No, but you're right. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. You can go to list on. I mentioned Serena. We're forgetting something. Not all just black people. They talk about this alter ego who comes out on stage, you know, and does all their performances. And nobody's having them checked out for schizophrenia or multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, some MK Ultra.
That's interesting.
And they come back after the show like, man, what the fuck? Oh, god damn.
She was running around Honduras under the belief that she was being stalked by a demon, and she would film this crow, and she was adamant that this black crow was following her around the entire time. She'd be like, there it is again. There it is. Look at it. There it, and it was Self. It was. She'd be driving around. And I don't know if that's what she was looking at when she had the accident, you know, because they kind of cut it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There are some of these birds that aren't birds. They're surveillance.
Like what do you call them? Drones.
Yes, they are. They're surveillance. And, you know, they're pigeons and robins.
And they could be given off frequencies.
They are. They can lock in on who they want to lock in. So she could have actually seen that. Yeah, because it seemed like she was talking about some esoteric knowledge before she got.
She was
unalived.
Her album Supernovas. She started talking about growth and development. She started dropping the truth. She wasn't running around there talking about scrubs and creep and all of that. And I think that was the schism she really had with the group. She was saying she was being professional about it, but when they were interviewing her, she was saying that, you know, she wanted to have her own creative license, you know, and she challenged LaFace Records to $1 million. Let's all drop a single and see who sells the most. They'd have crushed her like a cockroach, though, because, you know, they could just buy the records themselves.
Right. Yeah. You know, she was probably deeper than presented on any TLC situation, because like I said, when you hear outside of that, she did have more meat to her substance.
She was messing with Sabi.
Yeah. So, you know.
And you know, I found it ironic that she was known for having that condom. she was known for having that condom on her eye. I find it ironic that she ended up contracting something that a condom can't protect her from. Allegedly.
I'm just realizing that Wakil L is saying the answer to the riddle is crack. And not that's what she was on.
Oh, we done went down a whole damn rabbit hole. Because I had only heard about alcohol for her, you know, maybe some refrain, you know what I mean? But
Alcohol and pills.
Wakil, that is not the correct answer. Well, I mean, in ways, it's kind of true, but it's not the answer, really.
No, because it's not everybody.
But they're hand in hand.
Pay that price. No,
you're right. But you're right. You're right.
There are a lot of artists that don't indulge at all, and they're not
correct.
Yeah. You know,
it's a tool. Let's just say that you mentioned is a tool of what we're talking. The response to the riddle uses that as one of many tools. We'll just say that.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, that's your last hint. So the fatal accident itself, did you know it was 8 months to the day of Aaliyah's plane crash?
No.
Where was Aaliyah going? She was going somewhere down there in Central America too.
No. She was in Bahamas. She was coming back.
Oh, okay.
They shot the last video or whatever, and they shot the part of it, and it was coming back. They told her somebody in her family was hurt or injured, and she needed to come right back. And that whole situation.
Yeah, and they overstuffed the plane, allegedly, whatever. And she demanded that.
And the dude shouldn't have been flying the plane, all that. There's a bunch of, that's a whole thing.
Oh,
too.
So it sounds like the Kobe story.
Yes. His was suspended. He shouldn't have been flying.
You know, Kobe demanded that they go up anyway. Like her, you know, we can't go up.
That's what they said. That's what they said about her.
Yeah.
She was trying to get
plane's
back.
Plane's too heavy. I'm not going to fly. No,
somebody.
Yeah. The pilot was saying that the plane was too high. And they had all this.
It was just a bunch of BS.
Commercial store-bought items that was more important than their lives.
For both of them, there was no. I don't think it was about her. I think it was about a setup for both of those. So, my opinion.
Yeah. So she died. So on April 25th, 2002, and they were filming the documentary. So it was like a Coca-Cola commercial. They were sitting there with that Coca-Cola container that it didn't have pop. It probably, I don't know what was in it. But she was driving a rented Mitsubishi Montero SUV in La Ceiba, Honduras, when she swerved to avoid a truck, then sharply to the left as she tried to avoid an incoming car. So she's driving, you know, maybe she's not paying attention. Maybe she's looking at that crow. The car stops short rather than rear-ending it, you know, which was weird. You got cars jumping out in front of her. You got little 5-year-old kids jumping out in front of her. So this time, she avoids it by going in the direction of oncoming traffic as opposed to swerving to the right. She goes this way. And to further avoid the cars coming, she went even further off the road. This is the story.
Is they drive on the same side of the street as us there? Because that's the first thing that come into my mind. So
I got what you're saying.
I don't, because the whole thing could be quite different if she's in the other lane. Still just as weird though.
Yeah, so there was a truck that she's avoiding, rear-ending. Now they said that she had her seatbelt on. So in the video itself, they're filming, and it's weird.
How's she the only one hurt? That's what I always.
She wasn't the only one hurt. She was the only one that died.
Okay, from what I remember, they said they were not injured.
No, I got footage of a couple of them were in wheelchairs. They weren't seriously injured, but they were in wheelchairs at her memorial service. A couple of the passengers.
Okay.
But they did say that she had her seatbelt on. And it was weird because she's looking around. She's driving, but when you look at the video, I wish I had that video. It looked like she was kind of tired, nodding off. I couldn't tell. You know what I mean? But they all just sitting there. You know, it's like on a road trip. And then all of a sudden, I could tell they redacted it. They redacted something, Self. They redacted something that had, because she's looking at the road, but it did look like she might have been nodding off, like she was tired or something, where, you know, maybe your eyes are open, but you're asleep. And then maybe when she came to, she's like, oh, maybe they said something, because all these people in the car, why don't you hear them say, you know, Lisa, slow down, you know, something before she gets so close up on this truck that's in front of her. Something's missing from that tape. And I heard other investigators say that they liberally edited that final video. You know, they liberally edited that final video. So the vehicle rolled several times after hitting two trees. And it says it threw Lopes and three others out of the windows, but Lopes had her seatbelt on. There should have been a lawsuit there against Mitsubishi. Threw Lopes and three others out of the windows and finally come to rest in a ditch at the side of the road. Lopes, at the age of 30, died instantly of a fracture to the base of the cranium. Same way that little boy died. Fracture to the base of the cranium and open cerebral trauma, and was the only person fatally injured in the crash. The collision was recorded on the video from inside the whip because the documentary film was in progress. What are your thoughts? What do you feel?
I guess I don't remember the documentary portion, but
oh, you've got to watch the documentary.
Yeah, I definitely do. I didn't remember that it was a documentary in progress. Yeah, well, I kind of did. It's a loss.
She wanted to catch evidence of what she was going through.
It's a loss. That's a huge loss. Like many of the losses we've taken in the hip hop, 50 years of hip hop, we've had a lot of loss of some people that's gone too soon, that, you know, could have changed a lot of shit. Like Fred Hampton, even though he wasn't hip hop, but you know what I mean? People like that we've lost that could have changed the whole conditions of this place.
Yes. It's always when they start giving back. She had a child's program in Honduras where she was helping, you know, the kids. This was before the little boy was hit by the car. She had a whole camp for them, for the poor Honduran kids, bro. She was changing her messaging, you know, to the masses. She was aligning herself with Dr. Sebi, telling our people to stop eating, you know, Snickers and Twix.
Meet it all for that fact, especially since it's going to be all made in the laboratory.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got to watch it. They redacted it. So all they showed was her driving and looking at the road. So next thing you know, it's going black, and you know what I mean? And that's it. And that doesn't explain to me how someone driving, looking at the road, would have to swerve to avoid hitting a truck in front of them into the other lane of traffic so fast that the SUV tumbles over.
I don't know. I haven't even seen it. So, you know, the more you talk about it, I think I've seen the footage and it just ends. It goes black.
Yes.
She's driving, whatever.
Yes.
And then
And
it
you
just
hear
goes
like, ah!
black.
You hear like a scream or something, which is eerie. Yes. And then they cut it out.
Yep. Okay. I kind of do remember I have seen that. Not the whole documentary, but I have seen that.
Yeah, it's on a promo video, a clip of it.
No, I've had, brain injury and
but it's not, it's not the whole documentary, obviously.
Right. No, but I'm going back to when it happened. That's the time I'm looking at.
Well, let's, before we wrap up, I'm gonna add it. What the fuck? Okay. All right. So let's get it to production. Let me go to it. It's House Stock, y'all. Support House Stock. Like, share, subscribe. Support. Also, our co-sponsor, Jazzy's. The links are pinned in the chat. Give me some hubbub out there, so I pull this up.
Man, it's going down. If you need some house head apparel or house apparel, you can go to either Jazzy's site with the Etsy or on House Stock. We got the House Stock going down. It's going to be a superior experience in glamping, and you need to be there. Just saying, don't have to say, man, I missed it, because it's going to be mystic. It's going to be great. It's going to be one of the most enjoyable situations you've ever experienced.
Absolutely, no doubt. I'm just queuing it up for you, fella. Let me see.
You know how that go? Y'all know how we be.
All right, so if you refresh, it might not.
Where is it gonna be? You put it at the top.
It's above. It's where. No, it's at the end of the break. There was a chat. There was a comment in the chat on the video. Said they killed this poor girl because she was going to let the world know about Dr. Sebi and his healing methods. She was going to destroy the medical world with his findings. R.I.P. Lisa. So did you find it? Go to the 7. Start at the 716 point.
716.
7 minutes and 16 seconds.
Which video?
Was Lisa Left Eye Lopez sacrifice? It's right above the 60-second clock.
Okay. You said 7, what?
16. Yeah, you guys, like, share, subscribe. We got a game 7 going on.
Yes, sir.
It's probably over. Asiba Honduras and Lisa Lopez or Lopes.
Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez, but she spells it
Cut
with
it
an
down a
S.
little bit, please.
Now look, there's 4 in the back. They can't all have their seatbelts on. She don't have no seatbelt on. Take that back. Her name's Lisa.
Nicaragua didn't feel right. I'm like, yeah. Honduras.
La Ciba, Honduras.
Slow it down.
Her name's Lisa Lopez or Lopes.
Play speed on the center.
Yeah, Lopez, but she spells it with an S. Rest.
It's too late now. There's a lot of motherfuckers back there.
Yeah, I want you to take that back and slow it down.
Like, yeah, slow it down.
La Ciba.
Click the
Honduras.
settings gear.
And her name's Lisa
The
Lopez.
what? Hold on.
Lopes.
The settings gear. Playback speed. Yeah, kill volume. Because it's going to sound like a demon. All right. Let it rip. Can you click it where it goes ahead 10 seconds? Well, I don't know if it is. There we go. Yeah, look at them. They're all back there looking at a phone. So nobody's paying attention, which explains why nobody said, hey, Lisa, look out. Yeah, let it run. Did it stop? It's still.
I think it's on pause, bro.
It's rolling on my screen.
The people are moving. Ain't nobody moving. I didn't get none of that. Go back. Just click on the screen and go back 10 seconds.
That shit's still rolling. My shit is crazy.
You know, I might have to share this.
I'm still sharing.
Let me see. Where are we at? Promos. Podcast. Clips. Yeah, I was looking at it on the YouTube. It wasn't rolling. Okay. It's the top one. Okay. There we go. Let me find the video.
716. Pause it here. Playback speed, put it at a half. All right, let's see. Let me know if you're getting this. So if you look, she's paying attention. She's got a wallet in her hand for some reason. I have no idea why.
Is that a wallet? What is that?
I don't know. Maybe it was a phone.
It looked like a case of some sort.
Go back on the screen touch. Yeah, I mean,
what is that? It look like a metal case. What is that? Phone case? I don't know.
But she looked tired, you see?
Yeah.
Like all that blinking. All those people in the car, come on, Lisa, just pull over and say one of y'all drive, man.
Yeah.
She don't look under the influence or nothing. But I don't see a seatbelt. They were saying she had a seatbelt on, so this explains a lot. The documentary says she was wearing her seatbelt, but you can clearly see right there she has no seatbelt on.
I don't see nobody with a seatbelt on.
Unless it's they didn't have a harness seatbelt for the front seat, you know. They can't all have seatbelts on. It's like 5 of them back there. There's not that many seatbelts back there.
I mean, nobody has it on though, so.
Correct. All right, we're gonna keep going. Now I'm gonna get back to come on. Go further to come on. That's us. See the Coca-Cola commercial? They're all fascinated by whatever's in that Coke thing. Because Lisa had it in her hand and passed it to the back. No seatbelt. They even went down to her lap for some reason. The documentary decided to show she wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
That's what that was in the thing. It was that canister with that Coca-Cola on it. She was showing the backside of it.
No seatbelt. You can see it.
Yeah, she ain't got no seatbelt. That's for sure. That Coca-Cola is what she had. The other side was being shown though. Well, we were talking about what she had in the front seat.
Yeah,
that's
is
716.
Yeah.
That's the Coca-Cola thing.
Yeah, it's eerie. She ain't talking.
No,
but none of them are really talking. This girl's looking. She should have seen it coming. She got a camera too, huh?
Yeah.
Now she ain't looking.
Right. That's what I was about to say. She ain't looking when it happens.
And we got this at 0.25 speed.
Yeah.
So whatever came up on them very fast. We're going to show this part one last time. So yeah, they passed that to the back.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they kept the reefer in.
I mean, none of them, not even the person filming, is looking at where she's driving or where she's looking at.
Yeah. And you swerve, and those Monteros are squared off, self, you know, and I could see those things flipping over. Remember, it was a big thing about SUVs flipping over. The tires weren't made right. And then it just goes dead like that, bro. Look at that vehicle.
You stopped the share, so I can't see it.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, the vehicle was mangled. And so I showed at the show. Yeah, that was eerie, man. It was eerie, you know, to see somebody's last moments like that. But who would benefit from Left Eye's death?
Whoever owned her publishing and owned her image and likeness.
You never see her do any of the swerving. You see the car swerving, but you never see her take any action.
That's just a slight glimpse of what supposedly happened beforehand. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That could be manufactured. So
you're right. Could have been cut. You're right. That could have been earlier in the timeline, and they just didn't show the end of the timeline when they were partying or smoking. Or, not saying they were, but right. Whatever was cut out could have been cut out. Yeah. Did you know Michael Bivins started calling her Left Eye?
No.
Yeah, it's just a little fun fact. He called her Left Eye because he said he loved her left eye because it was more slanted than the right. All sounds Illumabooty though, don't it?
Yeah, because you're covering the eye.
Yes. Sounds Illumabooty. All right, so how could you stage a car accident being filmed with multiple survivors? I'll tell you how. Some sort of remote control device?
I'll just be very blunt. Movies have them all the time.
Yeah, but you'd have to have all those people in the car being complicit that the moon landing was fake.
Yep. You would. Just like on the set.
Well, they were hating on her. Once you watch that document, not hating, but they were rebelling against the program.
I'm just saying, like, it's the entertainment business and shit. Anything that seems how it looks or whatever, you know, it could be a movie, it could be a script, and that's
and it could be, man, karma. I don't know, because she almost had the same injury that the other Lopes did. She was talking about the demon. It could be supernatural forces.
I mean, if you believe what you believe and say it and be definitive with it, then it is real in this matrix, and the law of attraction will bring
Well, she said that. She actually literally said that. She said in this place, meaning the Honduras, she said more so than anywhere else, the things that, which is probably why, you know, Sebi would bring people there for healing, but things that you think manifest, she said it. She told her, y'all be careful. Yeah. They manifest more here than anywhere else. She sure said that.
I'm just saying, so.
Well, you mentioned the label, and I could say that too. You know, I just threw up the demon, or Nina, who was her evil twin. Could be some sort of Illumabooty ritual.
She could have been sacrificed for somebody else or what have you. So,
Yep. For Babyface or Pebbles or somebody like that. Or a small hat, for all we know.
All the above.
So what do you?
Not just Babyface, Lil Face.
Yeah, Lil Face. Is that different?
That's the two together.
Oh, L.A. Reid. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you're right. There's two. You're right. Yep, L.A. Reid. Yep. Okay, well, you think this is, what are you two feeling? Accident or, tragic turn of events? Fire, abusiveness, alcohol abuse, whatever, alleged herpes. Now you're in a Honduras, run over a little kid, or you're a passenger in it. Domino effect, I guess that's what I'm trying to say, or murder.
Probably murder. That's what I tend towards, because if she was trying to put out Sabi and be more conscious in her music, and I have to check out the last project because I really wasn't checking for her.
You're right, Supernova. The label she had literally had a deal. She talked about in the documentary that Supernova was going to be released, and then all of a sudden Supernova pulled it and said they're not going to release it. I mean the label, whatever label it was. Yeah. So I totally have to listen to it. I pulled up the album, but I never listened to it yet. But yeah.
I really wasn't checking for her, so.
No, I mean, since we were doing the research for the project. I'm saying, I pulled up the album.
Right. That's
but you'd think that record would have gone crazy after her untimely death, but somehow they buried it.
Yeah, well, that's why I got to listen to it.
And it's called Supernova. Wow. So you're feeling some sort of potential sacrifice or murder.
Murdered our entertainers for less. They murdered our thinkers, our productive resistance against the tyranny. They take them all out.
I'm going to say she was haunted by demonic forces that have haunted her for some time. Now, this could be the label. I mean, but I'm saying otherworldly, other side.
Well, I mean, it could be like the answer to the riddle.
Correct. Which is very appropriate. Correct.
Could be.
Correct. Could have been the jig was up, time to pay the piper. But let me give a quick conclusion and we're done here. Left Eye was a trailblazer. She pushed the boundaries of hip hop and R&B with her bold style. She was very outspoken with her lyrics, and she had empowering messages for women. She was also a humanitarian who supported various causes and helped other artists achieve their dreams. She left us a rich catalog of songs that continue to inspire millions of fans around the world. So, big ups to Left Eye, condolences. Hope you're enjoying your journey, and rest in peace.
Rest in power.
All right, so we got the riddle. Let's go ahead and shoot to the riddle here. All right, I forgot I went off of there. Okay, so the riddle was, and Self-Love did solve it once again. Big ups. I am the price you pay to be a star. I can make you rich or break your heart. I can take your soul and give you fame. But you won't know my name until it's too late. What am I?
Deal with the devil.
That's right. You're the devil. That's right. Devil comes in many forms, they say. There's a positive, supposedly there's a negative. When you talk about balance. All right, so big ups to Self-Love, small ups to the chat. Next week, Self, on May 21st, right here live on the Self-Love Show, we're going to be covering immigration or invasion. That's our topic next week.
great topic because, man, got a lot to say because they. Have you heard about the 2020 census?
No.
Neither have I. So,
yeah. I know when I moved here, there was a Hispanic guy when I moved to the West Coast, middle-aged guy. He was part of, he was a political kind of guy, and he told me that there's an invasion taking place. Yeah. So, but who knows? We're going to unpack that next week.
Yes,
and next
we
week,
are.
Yes, we are. Next week on Mouthpiece Included, where we discuss politics, we're going to go ahead and break down Satchel Paige out there, Self. I have to admit, I'm not much in the know about Satchel Paige.
Wow. That's amazing topic because he got into the major leagues he was 40-something years old.
Yeah.
By the time he got there, and still,
I called him Satchmo, but that wasn't him. Satchmo was one of them jazz players.
Yeah. Yep. Trumpet player. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Satchmo. I'm glad you mentioned that, his age, because I've been having a running theory here.
He's been dominating for probably 30 years as a pitcher.
Oh, yeah. They wouldn't let him play until his prime was back.
I mean, they would whoop him. They would whoop them. That's the only reason he even got a chance, because they seen him pitch. You know what I mean?
At 40.
Yeah, they knew. They knew way before that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They waited till he got old.
Well, they didn't. It wasn't acceptable. I mean, that's after what's the name made the entrance. It was the acceptable. Jackie Robinson was the acceptable.
He got him after his prime. That's when it became acceptable.
I know, but even before he was in his prime, Satchel Paige was in, a beast.
Yeah, I'm gonna love going down that rabbit hole. And to your point about age, I'm running a theory, the Joker. Hey man, the Joker's 38, 39 years old.
Well, the way he moves would say that.
Yes.
It would.
Yes.
But
maybe 38 going too far. The Joker, I'm telling you, he's not 28. I'm looking at him. He looks like he's smoking cigarettes out behind the bar. His knees look like he got more miles than being 28. I'm putting the Joker, they can come from these countries. Nobody knows how old they really are. And you lower their age so they can have more value when they get here and get an NBA contract. The Joker, I'm going to say it right here on the Self Love Show. He's at minimum 36 years old. You tell me if you don't look at his game and think the Joker's got to be. Even the way he carries himself, bro. He don't carry himself like he's 28.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know, because it is a possibility. I will say that, but you've been right about a lot of things I was skeptical about. So, what I mean?
It's going to come out. You're going to be like, man, I heard this somewhere. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm telling you, bro. I was watching him play and I'm like, no.
The way he moves around, he's like, He's
like, he got miles on them knees and his game ain't that hard on me.
Minimal athleticism is what I see. He doesn't, he's not pushing any type of athleticism.
But he's crafty.
Extremely crafty, and knows where people are going to be. And
yes, and he's got wisdom. He's always on the court. He's got the wisdom of himself where he's not arguing with other players. You know what I'm trying to say? He comes up, and you're trying to tell me 3 years ago he was 25?
Hey, I don't know. I know we ain't seen him, and it would have been hard to keep him out of in this day and age, to keep him out of sight of anything if he was playing competitively. So
you turn back their clock when nobody knows them. There's been plenty of say a melanated kid. You know those kids and on the block, and their game blossoms at say 25, and then you get somebody to turn the clock back, and you have this kid being known as 18. You know, and then you send them to Russia.
Somebody knows them. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing in this day and age. There's so much, you know what I mean? Unless when he was 5, or they said he was 13. I mean, no, when he was 13, they said he was 5.
He was 8. I mean?
Yeah. So that's the only way it could be, because like somebody played against you. You can't make it to this international star, because that's what you are once you're one of the best NBA players. And they're gonna be like,
man, they come over here playing baseball from Cuba and they're 47 years old.
That's a whole different thing.
They're coming from Japan and they're 40 years old and they listen to themselves as 30 when they get over here.
Whole different.
Same internet. Same people knew them when they were growing up.
Different sport.
Okay, so the people who knew them when they were growing up won't say anything because they're playing a different sport?
I'm saying that they're not competing at the high level at a young age. If they are, then somebody know them. And there are more people out there playing both of those. They're out there longer, and I played young, and I was not good until I was very good. You can know what that means.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. So you could have been going under the radar. You know what I mean? And most people say, man, they look like Torque. You know, somebody could have turned your clock back, you know, sent you to, you know, Providence, St. Mary. No, you'd have had to go to Texas somewhere, you know what I mean, where nobody knows you.
Yeah, that would be hard. In this day and age, because all these motherfuckers play AAU and they play at every level and all of that.
Yeah, but he didn't play AAU. He was in some shithole country.
He was somewhere else, yeah.
Correct.
But somebody knows.
Man, if you're going to tell them, well, not you, but I'm not going to believe that somebody didn't turn this clock back before you got off the boat at Ellis Island to come play sports here in America. Yeah, just me. I'm going to do some more investigating, but I tell you what, I'm taking him over Joel Embiid. I did figure that out after watching. We'll see how this Western Conference final goes, but yeah.
Well, the 53 and game, and that was, and yeah, he's a handful.
I told Ace.
That is for sure.
I told Ace.
He just chills.
Yes. And I told Ace, in our system, we'd have loved them both. Because Embiid with the defense and the dunking, he would have fit. Embiid would have fit in. But Joker would have. But Joker would have fit in too.
Absolutely.
Or you know how many layups we'd have got cutting to the rim? I like him because he don't force. I feel like Embiid gets into force sometimes.
Well, I mean, when you are the best player on the court, sometimes you have to force. That's one thing that you told me. I learned that from you, because sometimes I was the best player on the court and I wasn't going to force. And you're like, no, you got to go on ahead. And
there's time for that.
Right.
Yeah, but when the others aren't performing and your back's up against the wall, then yes, it's time to force. But I feel like Embiid, and he cares more about that MVP trophy than getting the championship ring. And it's just how I feel. I can't help how I feel. He was smitten. He was the most smitten person I ever seen win an MVP award in my life.
You've experienced him personally, been in his space and felt his energy. So
he's a winner. That energy, to your point, no, I felt nothing but love from him. Nothing but love for him. So it's weird that I'm saying this. Nothing but love for him. You know what I'm saying? His spirit, don't get me wrong. But when I saw him, like he's brought in his parents from Africa to see him win the MVP, I just wanted to tell him, nobody cares. When you're getting those awards and you haven't won a ring, you have to say this means nothing. This is a team award. You have to say it. It's a team award. And I'm going for a championship.
You know who would care too?
Who?
His parents. That's why he brought him in. Now, as far as him being
big ups, tease up. I mean, you know, he could force.
Big ups.
Yeah, I mean, he could force.
I mean, you know, I don't know about the force part. I was just talking about the MVP, bringing his parents there for the MVP. But at some point, you know, there's a little force to it. Otherwise, you can't do, because he makes some very good passes as well.
He does.
So, I mean, you know.
And he's a monster on defense.
Yes. So
that's why I say I would have loved him in the system. The block shots, we'd have got layups off of that.
We wouldn't even complained about the force.
No, the alley oops. Yeah,
I would have been getting some rebounds off of him and everything. You know me.
Yeah. I mean, they're both. It's 6 in one hand, but when I watch Joker play, and we'll have to wait until the finals and see, you know, the Western Conference Finals, and you know what I mean. I can evaluate further, but
what's going?
He's 37 years old.
It's over. He's 37.
Who won? Who won?
He plays like it. I'm looking it up now. He's 37.
Yeah, he's 37 years old.
He moves around.
Bro, Embiid is probably 34. You just don't know, and they're coming from those other countries, bro. And that's what Donald Trump's been saying. You don't know. When he said check Obama's birth certificate. Or you've got the slowest
for the most points in a
just Google
in a game 7. As far
score
as
of
games
the
that you were involved
Celtics
in as
game.
either a player or a coach.
It's the that was the
what the hell?
No, I'm doing it. That was Doc Rivers talking, so I'm wondering who won.
The Celtics.
Boston won 4-3.
Wow, 112 to 88. Yeah, and see, Embiid ain't in it. That's what I'm saying. But he's got his MVP award, so big ups to him. You know, and to his family. So, yeah, all right, so yeah, all right. Well, this brings me. Let me get everything queued up. I never have it queued up if I go out there and introduce you, and never have it queued up week after week. I've had 2 hours to get this queued up, and
yeah, we had so much happen during this show. What are you talking about? 2 hours to have it queued up. So, like, what happened? What's going on? Wait a minute.
All right,
it shouldn't be
so
happening.
This brings us to my personal favorite part of the whole shebang. And that's going to be wordsmiths. Final words out there.
It's 187 bars, part 7. So many of my people and mentors are up in heaven. But I'm no reverend. Left Eyes next on the agenda. Was she a sacrifice? She was real, though, and not no pretender. She had a lot of success, pushed through a vehicle that didn't have her best interest. They thought about themselves. Paid everybody top dollar except the talent that made them wealth. They did it stealth in a contract. Got rid of the only one that had the concept of the whole track. The one that was smart and wanted to look at the contract got ousted for the ones that signed on the dotted line and got that.
Pretty girl Chili. That's what they replaced her with. Chili.
The deal with the devil. And the devil want them to not feel some kind of way. How should you feel when you signed on what we display? Because you led me that way. Well, I didn't make you sign it. You didn't know the math.
You
Yeah.
have a gun in your head.
You took advantage of me because I ain't know the half. It's okay though, because I'm gonna win in the end. While you devils pretend. Words.
Words. Well done, my brother. Well done. Yeah, and the last anecdote I wanted to mention is Self. They said when she moved to Atlanta, she was young, man. They said she had about $700 in her pocket and a keyboard. She went out there and made that happen. So you can't deny her grind, that's for sure.
In a way, shape, or form.
Absolutely. You know, and we're gonna have to check out Supernova because I meant to play that album before this show. I'll listen to it today. All right, y'all know what that means. You know what that means. And big ups TLC.
Do you think you are the one?
We also got to look up Cheryl Jones. Listen to some of her music. See what she was all about. That's the one who started TLC.
Crystal?
Crystal Jones. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Bullets are boomerang.
Stand your ground.
Murder and suicide.
Yeah, man. An eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
See something, say something.
Woo, woo. Slave theory. That's greed. Take some ego, sprinkle it over some fear. Now you've created a slave.
Man, that's for sure. Because use charity plus humility times love. It is freedom.
Stop snitching on yourself. Don't answer questions.
And for sure, question everything.
Fear is cap. It's an illusion.
Vibrate love.
Forgiveness is the highest love vibration.
So do something charitable for a so-called enemy and end the beef.
End it. Use your words. Man, I used to say, healthy people heal thy people.
It's one thing I know for sure. Hurt people, gonna hurt people. Let them.
Free the old man, man. Go ahead and free Larry Hoover. Open up the gates.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, free Chief Malik. Jeff Ford.
Free that angel. Free all the guys, man.
Man, prison is slavery.
Be Yahusha. Walk on water.
Yeah, man. Smooth mountains.
Mountain, bro?
Yeah, man. That right there. Man, all we need is the faith of a mustard seed. And you know we got way more than that.
That don't seem like a lot of faith, G.
Because we don't need a lot. We're the masters of the universe.
Word. R.I.P. Lisa Lopes.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being the one is just like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love, you just know it. Through and through, balls to bones.
Old Doc Rivers about to be a scapegoat. I've been calling for that black man's job since he was in Boston. Giving